Your Honor, I object. Actually, we should all object to a sweet deal that a judge has been pulling off here. It's allowed her to collect a lot of money, your money, while she was off collecting on another deal at the same time. And it looks like someone was covering up for her. After nailing down exactly what's been going on, News 13 investigative reporter Larry Barker confronted them both.
Yes, I am a lawyer and proud of it.
You're her supervisor. Aren't you responsible for keeping track of your employees?
Yes.
And you didn't know where she was?
No.
I want to know what happened, who's responsible for it, who allowed it to happen, and why.
Meet Anita Reina, a $75,000 a year lawyer and administrative hearing officer for the city of Albuquerque. Reina presides over legal proceedings involving everything from vehicle seizures to labor board appeals. Her job entails conducting hearings, researching legal issues, and rendering decisions.
But there's something amiss here at the administrative hearing office. You see, for months now, Anita Reina has been disappearing from work and taking off on some kind of secret mission.
Practically every week on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, she walks out of her city office and disappears. Sometimes for hours and sometimes for an entire morning or afternoon. And nobody seems to know where she goes. Consider March 9th, 3:11 p.m.
Anita Reina, please.
Anita Reina, she's actually gone for the day.
She won't be back at all.
No.
March 21st, 2:05.
I'm just trying to reach Miss Reina. Is she in?
Oh, yeah, no, she's not in.
April 4th, 2:10. Roberto Albertorio is Anita's boss.
We're looking for Anita.
Yeah, she's already left.
Oh, do you know where she went?
No, but she'll be in tomorrow.
You don't know where she went?
No.
You have no idea?
No idea.
Anita Reina vanishes from her full-time city job for up to 20 hours a week. Where does she go? Wednesday, April 4th. Albuquerque's administrative hearing officer embarks on her mystery mission at 12:15. Westbound on Gibson, she takes the I-25 exit and heads north for the next 28 miles. She cruises past the city limits, past Bernalillo, past Algodones. Reina leaves the interstate at exit 252 and then makes a left on Hagen Road. Reina's final destination, this historic adobe building at San Felipe Pueblo. Now remember, Anita Reina is on city time. She's now 35 miles away from her city office. There's something wrong with this picture. Let's peek inside. Down the hallway, through the door, there's a flurry of activity. And at the center of it, we found Albuquerque's hearing officer. You see, in these parts, they don't call her Anita, they call her Judge. Meet the Honorable Anita Reina, San Felipe Pueblo's tribal judge. And when Her Honor enforces the Pueblo's criminal code, she does so courtesy of Albuquerque's taxpayers.
Our investigation finds since October last year, Anita Reina has been quietly bilking the city of Albuquerque out of thousands of dollars by failing to take leave from her Albuquerque job in order to work here at San Felipe Pueblo. Reina not only pocketed her city paycheck, but a nice stipend from San Felipe as well.
It was all part of an under-the-table deal cooked up by Anita Reina and covered up by her boss, Chief Hearing Officer Roberto Albertorio.
Is she on vacation?
She's off this afternoon.
Okay, but you don't know where she went?
No.
She's being paid by the city today?
I imagine she is, yeah.
Well, the reason I ask is there's a memo from Anita to you, and she said that she's going to be at San Felipe Tribal Court. Here's today, between 1 and 3. It's 10 after 2. So isn't she at San Felipe Tribal Court?
Well, that's what that says, but I don't know where she is, so you need to...
Well, you're her supervisor.
Yes,
And
I'm seeing your memo. So it's apparent to me from the memo she's at this place.
And she told you that because the memo's to you.
That's correct.
So when you said you don't know where she is, you weren't really telling me the truth, were you?
No, I was telling you the truth. I'm just not familiar with the data.
Rob Perry is Albuquerque's Chief Administrative Officer.
I think it's a deceitful action by an employee that clearly should know she's an administrative law judge, that when you're paid by the taxpayers of Albuquerque to work 40 hours a week, that's what you owe them. Not 20, not 29. You owe them 40 hours a week. And I'm very troubled by her and her supervisor's actions in allowing this to happen.
Now, Reina did receive approval for her outside employment. However, when she works at San Felipe, she is required to take vacation.
Did she put in for leave for going to San Felipe Tribal Court?
I imagine she has.
Do you know if she did or not?
I don't know right now.
Has she put in for leave when she goes to tribal court?
Generally, she does.
She does?
Yeah.
So we'll file leave slips for every time she's gone. Yes?
I imagine you would.
Our review of the personnel records over the last 3 months basically shows that Ms. Reina didn't put in for any annual leave, vacation time, that she actually used those 20 hours per week to work a second job during city hours, 8 to 5.
You knew that she spends roughly 20 hours a week at San Felipe.
I know she spent some time there, yes.
Did you inform the mayor's office of this arrangement?
No, I did not.
Why not?
It's not my responsibility to inform the mayor's office.
Reina abruptly canceled a scheduled interview,
I think we can sit and talk about that.
so we caught up with her outside her city office.
And I'm going to decline an interview. I'm not going to give a comment at this time. I've communicated with my supervisor and the CAO of Albuquerque, and that's what's required of me. So if you have further questions, you can contact the CAO of Albuquerque.
Ms. Reina is going to be instructed that any opportunity for outside employment is hereby rescinded pending a full and thorough investigation into this practice. This is going to stop immediately.
My degree of ethics and my commitment and responsibility for accountability to the citizens of Albuquerque is not to be questioned.
Do you think it is fair to the taxpayers for a city employee to take off from their job 20 hours a week to work a second job?
No,
Well, how do you explain it? You're her supervisor.
I can't explain it.
Albertorio cannot explain it because he's doing the same thing. In fact, following this interview, Roberto Albertorio was escorted off city property after investigators found the chief hearing officer was secretly using his public office as a private law firm. Documents seized from his city office by the police show Albertorio has been representing accused criminals while on city time for years.
If you give this incident the smell test, how's it smell, Rob?
I think it smells to high heaven.
Larry Barker, KRQE News 13.
Earlier this week, Anita Reina resigned from her city job. Reina and Albertorio were basically untouchable. They had no supervision, and they reported to no one. How could that happen? Well, that part of the investigation is tomorrow night at 10.